Well, hello. I am excited because today on Can I Say Something? What you got to say? We have special guests, Jeremy and Meoshe Hennesy. And I'm excited to have them with me on today. It is a blessing for you guys to be on the show today. And I'm just so excited about it because I know you have something to say. But before we started talking about what it is that you really want to say to the viewers, to empower, to motivate them, to share with them, tell the viewers a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I'm Jeremy Hennessy. I'm a loving father and husband. We'll be celebrating 17 years of marriage this year. That's right? 17 years.
Make sure.
And we're excited. We're excited about helping others and motivating others on all kind of levels, physical, financial, and spiritual. So we definitely been excited in doing that.
Wow.
Yes, we have.
Awesome. Awesome. Jeremy, I've been knowing you ever since you was a little bitty boy.
Yeah.
And to see how God has blessed you and your family, your beautiful wife, is amazing. And it just lets me know that God is not dead. He's still doing and working miracles. He's still preparing for greatness in people's lives. And that's how I see you guys. I see you as a beautiful couple. And I just enjoy, and I enjoy watching you guys work out together. Working out together. That is awesome. That is awesome. Absolutely. So you're on the show, and I just have to ask this question. Do you have something to say?
Of course we have something to say. Thank you for having us.
Okay, but then what you got to say? What you got to say? What's going on?
Well, what is going on?
Life is going on. Life and loving the Lord is going on. It's going on. And the reason why we have something to say is because we want to be able to share a light in such dark places right now to show that it's okay to live this life and still have fun. And it's the joy of the Lord that gives us strength. Like, there's no other life better than living a life that's full of Jesus Christ. And that's absolutely true. So, I mean, we have, the ups and downs of life, of course, but, when we come together as a married couple and we can really strengthen one another, that really helps to build our marriage. And that's why we look forward to every single day, seeing what God has for us and for others. And as you grow and you develop in this relationship and you have God first, it's like you look forward and you anticipate what God has for you. And it's exciting. And it's just like, what do you got for me next, Lord? So so we're here to, share more about it. Absolutely. About loving the Lord.
Absolutely.
Yes. You guys are the first married couple that has been on the show, or that is on the show. And I'm excited about that because you guys are a young couple. You're like you said, you've been married for 17 years. And there's an old saying, if you can make it the first 5 or 7 years, you got it from there.
Absolutely.
But it's a blessing to have a young couple that is living the life of Christ, trusting in God, raising your family, your children in the fear and admiration of God. That is something that we are truly lacking in the world today. There's a generation of children that is not going to know Jesus. They're not going to know or have a relationship with God. They are not even going to know what it means to go to Sunday school.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now. But you guys being who you are and living the life you live that shines brightly before others, that's your way of being a blessing to those who are looking for something as what you guys have. And I was reading your description, and one of the things you said about you wanted more for yourselves, your family, and others.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is this more that you're talking about? Because not only did you say that, you said that you did not want to just settle for mediocrity.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
What is that? Explain to me, to the viewers, what do you mean by that?
We're not selling it is, I truly believe that we all have a special calling on our lives, and everyone have something special in them. They have greatness in them, because we all have a part of God in us, whether we know it or not. And God has called us to live abundant life. However, even though he said, Jesus said, I come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. He didn't say everybody would have it. He said that they may have it. What does that word may means? Well, some people are going to make those sacrifices. Some people are going to make those hard decisions that brings them that abundant life. Even though they may live in God, but some people is not going to have those things that they desire. So we made up our minds in a younger, early in our marriage that, hey, it's more to life than just what we're doing. We work, come home, tend with the family, go to church, just rinse, wash, repeat, have no kind of impact in the world or in other people's lives. So we wanted more of what do you have for us, and not just and it had to start with us first. We had to build ourselves up. And one thing about that, when we ask God for more, He gonna really bring it to you, because He will take you down before He take you up.
Oh yeah, you gotta
A
go
lot
through
of
the
people
valley.
don't realize that when you really ask God for something great, it ain't gonna start off pretty. It's gonna be some rough times. So when you ask, make sure you know what you're asking for, but it will be worth it.
Yes.
If you hold on and faint not, it will definitely be worth it.
Wow. So that means you have to have what we call faith.
Absolutely.
When we want God to do more, then we just can't come to Him thinking, like you said, it's going to come beautifully. Everything is going to be just perfect. But you have to have that faith. And even though you're in a couple, in a relationship, sometimes your wife, your spouse, your husband may not have as much faith as the other. And so that's when you have to have that strong one to encourage, motivate, and keep reminded, with God, we can do anything. We just have to keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
Keep moving forward.
Yes.
Yes. And so so many times we all want greatness, but a lot of times we don't want to put the work in.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's so true, Miss Yolanda. We all want great things, we all want the results, but we all not willing to put in the work. I heard Eric Thomas say, we don't expect for good results if we're putting in nosebleed efforts. So I mean, you can't put in a little small effort and expect big results. So you definitely want to raise your game up, and that's definitely challenging. It really show you who you are and what you're really made of when those challenging times come.
Exactly.
Yes.
Something else I wanted to add is that, in that point of life where it just seemed like everything was just routine. And like Jeremy was saying, it was just wash, rinse, repeat, work, take care of kids, come home, church, work. Like it was just the same thing over and over again. And it got to the point to where, I personally asked a question, and I said, Lord, is there more to life than just this? I want more of you. I want you to be able to use us as a family. What do you have for us?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it wasn't just the prayer and it wasn't just praying.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, I was just like, you know what? I'm pushing back the plate. I'm pushing back the plate. I'm gonna fast. We're gonna pray on this. We're gonna pray together. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was gun ho. Like I want more. I'm so serious.
Yes.
And when you make that decision, the enemy does not like it, and
No, he
he will
doesn't.
throw all types of things. It just seemed like everything just seemed to happen, and it just for some reason it didn't make us just let up. It made us
Mm-hmm.
dig deeper, and we were like,
Yes.
okay, more of you, Lord, more of you. Like, now we really down there, and it's like,
Yeah.
and after a while, we started seeing some really, really big shifts. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
the longer that we fasted and the longer that we prayed, the longer
Mm-hmm.
that we saw this faith, it was just like big. It wasn't like little change, it was big changes
Major changes.
coming.
Yeah.
And like it was just a full shift. It was change after change after change. And it got to the point to where we were like, how do we end up here? Like, how is
Wow.
it even possible? But you know, God said, with him, all things are
Oh,
possible. All
that's what he
things
said.
are possible. Yes. And when you see the things when you remember the things that you wanted and
Mm-hmm.
the places where you wanted to be and the places that you wanted to see, and you actually end up there,
Mm-hmm.
all you can do is thank God. All you can
Yes.
do is praise his name. All you can do is want to dig deeper.
Yes.
It's like, Lord, I know it ain't about me. It ain't
Mm-mm.
about me, but how can I give your name more of the glory? How can
Yes.
I let more people see you? How many more lives can be changed? How many more souls can be saved? And it just it's only God that can do that. It's only
Yes.
the Lord that can do that.
Only God.
It's an
Only
awesome
God.
journey. It's an awesome journey. Awesome
It's
journey.
awesome journey. Yes. And you know, he gets all the glory.
Yes, he
He
does.
gets
All the
all the
glory.
glory. And you have a testimony of what God is doing, has done, and is doing in your life. And you know, I'm just, you know, he's always up to something. And I'm just so glad that I know him, because there's a lot of people that don't know him, and they're striving, trying to do, trying to move forward without him.
Yeah.
But when you know from whence your help comes from, it makes a total different. Um, it gives you that courage.
Mhm.
It gives you that motivation and the strength to do those things that you never thought you could do, or
Yeah.
that you be in places that you never thought that you could be. But God says in his word that we don't see, we haven't seen or heard those things that he has planned for
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
And when we step out on faith, and y'all stepped out on faith.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if so many people could just step out on faith. And then the word tells us that you only need what, a little mustard seed of faith.
Right.
Just
All you need
little.
is a faith of a mustard seed.
I
Mhm.
mean, and I've seen mustard seeds and they are tiny.
Yes.
They are tiny. But when you step out on faith and then trust in God, then God can move in areas in your life and open doors
Yes.
that you cannot imagine, that you cannot imagine. And so, like I said, you guys are 17 years in marriage, and God has, you know, truly blessed your marriage. And there is more. You guys are still young. God has more
Yes.
for you guys. And
Absolutely.
God is something else. I tell you, he
Yeah.
is something else. I'm so glad that I know him. And you know, while I was talking about faith, I was thinking about the word that says, stand firm in faith, be courageous and be strong.
Yes.
And you know, it's kind of hard to do faith, Jeremy, because to stand firm in faith, because you can step out on faith in God and you can trust God, but not knowing what the outcome is going to be can be very frightening.
Absolutely.
It can be very frightening.
Absolutely.
What do you have any do you or Meoshe, do you have any nuggets that you can give to the viewers that wanting to step out on faith, that believe and is trusting God for something different, trusting God for more, that's wanting to see God move? Do you have a nugget for them that that wants to do those things but fear? They don't have that courage. Do you have a advice or something for that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I say this all the time. Trust the process. Trust the process. And you said it, you hit the nail around the head when you said you step out of faith, you don't know what to expect next. But we know there's a process, and God is a God of structure and order. He would show he would give us, or he would show us the promise, but he won't show us the process. Yes. And I think that's what's the scary part of it. We don't know the process. We see what we want. God promises this. We see the house, or we see the business and things like that. But what is going to be the route to get there? What is going to be the process? That's the scary part. And that's the thing that that many of us, when we have that talk with ourselves, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen next. But trust God and trust the process. I use it a lot because we work out a lot, and a lot of people ask, hey, what's some great fitness tips I can use to do this? Well, I said, for number one, you got to trust the process. You're not going to see this results in the first few days, weeks, or whatever, but trust the process. Keep on at it, maintain it, be faithful, be committed. Yeah. And sooner or later, you'll start seeing those results come in your life. Sooner or later, you start seeing those results in your marriage, in your body, in your spiritual life, in your bank accounts. But you got to hang in there and stay committed and locked in. And patience with it as well. I know we live in this time where a lot of people want things instantly. We got a lot of devices that can give us things instantly, but patience is of a virtue, and you definitely want to keep those patience and be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of God. So that's one thing I will leave you as a nugget to encourage you and motivate you. You feel like giving up? We all been there. You feel like throwing it out? We all been there. You feel like turning back? We all have been there. But I must put my faith and trust in God, because I know He will not let me down.
Yes.
He will not let me fall.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. And we know that the enemy comes to steal and destroy and to place doubt, but God.
Yes.
But God. And you know, I like those words, trust the process, because you know, that's all you can do is just trust the process and just wait on God. And you know, another thing that I like too, when we desire to make changes, to move forward, asking God for more, one of the things, viewers, that we have to do is we have to acknowledge God. In all our ways, acknowledge Him. And then He said what he'll do. He will direct your path. Absolutely. But so many times, Mimi, sometimes we want to do what we want to do.
Our way. But I want to do that.
I want to do what I want to do. And I know if I go to God and tell Him about it, I don't know why we do that. If I go to God and tell Him about it, I may not get the result that I want. And so sometimes we have the audacity to call ourselves moving forward, call ourselves making a change in our personal world. And sometimes we mess up. And sometimes we get out there and we don't know where to go. You know, and I know one thing, I found this thing out for sure, is that this is what works for me is when I acknowledge God in everything I do, in all my desires.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him, now this is what I want to do. I'm always telling what I want to do. And if it's your will, Father, I need you to go ahead and start putting it in put it into action. Start setting it up. Start touching the hearts of those that can make it possible. Start opening the doors. If let me find the key to open the door. If you're not going to open the door, that's the way I do with God. You know, if it's your will, then Father, I need you. If I'm in your will, I need you to start manifesting things that I know is you. It's not me. And then, you know, that gives you that peace, that gives you that comfort. But when you don't include God in your plans, then you leaving out the most important part of the plan,
Absolutely.
which is God.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's why so many of us are defeated. We were moving forward. We were almost there.
Yeah.
But we become discouraged. And I'm not saying that we don't become discouraged, even when we do give God first and foremost, make him first in our lives with our plans and everything. I'm not saying that we don't get discouraged or feel defeated. But when you have God in it, when those moments come, you know who to run to. When you have God in it, he's the Bible tells us that he will hold us up with his righteous right hand. And so that's where we get our strength from. That's where we get our strength from.
Right.
And so, yeah, God he is so good. And it's just, we just need so many other people to just turn it over to Jesus and let him work it out.
Yeah, and that's.
I'll add that to it. We said we know who some of us get discouraged, but trust God. You know, sometimes don't be afraid to fail in life. I think a lot of people is afraid of failure. If you fail, you learn and you grow. And you know that God is our source and our strength. We all need to recharge. We all need to recharge, renew, and restore. It's a part of life. We're a human. But we can humble ourselves and know who we are and whose we are, then we'll be all right. All you got to do is trust Him. And it may not be how you want it, but it's going to be exactly what God wants for you.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Something else that I wanted to add is that, you know, sometimes a lot of us can feel like, well, we're too far gone for God to even want to hear us. You know, we've done so much in life that, you know, ain't no way that God's going to be able to take me back or forgive me for what I've done, or man, I gotta go through all this stuff if I do change my life, you know, to wanting to serve him. And God says, come as you are. All he wants is your heart.
Yes.
Willing heart. It doesn't matter what it is that you did. It's like there's no measure in sin when it comes to God. Sin, but he's faithful enough to be able to forgive us for what we've done. It don't matter what it was. He just wants you to acknowledge him and to see him and know that he can fill the very voids that you have in your life. Any void that you have in your life, anything that's missing in your life, he can change your life. A total turnaround.
Yes.
You got to give God a chance to be able to do that. And so it's a lot of people that's missing so many different pieces in their life, and love is the number one. It's being able to see a person, to actually see a person, not just talk, just say hi or smile. It's actually seeing me. To a person, do you see that person? Like, do you see me?
Yeah.
Do you see my heart? Are you looking in my eyes to see the hurt that I'm going through right now? Do you have a second to pray with me? You know, and I think that's a lot that's missing in the world now, is being able to understand and just not judge, but just understand.
Yeah.
And just genuinely be there for people.
Yes.
And
Yes.
God, I mean, when people see that, you know, man, I think I can have that. You know, I want that, what that person has. You know, there's something missing in my life, and you know, I want what they got. You can have everything and more by just saying yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Just surrendering to God, just saying, you know what? Everything that everything that I am, I just give it to you. I don't know what my life is gonna hold. I don't know where I see myself tomorrow. I don't know where I see myself in
I
5
don't
months,
know.
a year, or 5 years. I don't know what my future holds, but you know what, Lord? I give it all to you. I give all my burdens to you, and I just want to see what you have for me. I just want to see what you have for me. And I promise you, he will show you. You just gotta
Yes.
give it to him. That's it. He's just asking for your heart, and he'll do the rest. He'll do the
He'll do the
rest.
rest.
And it all has to, it's all in timing. It's all in timing.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is the circle that's the people that are in your circle. Who are the people that's in your circle? Are they uplifting you every day? Do they have positivity that's being, you know, received by you, or is it always negativity? Is it always this?
Yeah.
Is it always energy draining, pulling
Yeah.
energy? What is it? You know,
Yeah.
what are you hanging around? If you decide to change your life, who are the people that's going to be in your circle, or do you need to be solo for a little while until God comes into your life?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
as anybody can say, well, I don't want to be I don't want to go to that church. I don't want to go to church at all because, well, think about this. You're responsible for your own soul. That's it. You are responsible.
That's
When
it.
God gives you chances and open doors and you choose not to walk through them, it's a decision
That's your choice.
that God gives us choice, right?
That's your choice. Yeah.
That's your choice. But when you have a family, you have a family that's following you, what about their salvation?
Yes.
And that's what I think about. So when it comes to families, when it comes to marriages, it's not just, it's even as a single person, you got to grow up and live life. It's not just
Yeah.
it's not just about you. It's not just about you, but who's coming after you?
Yes.
Who are your children? Who are their children and their children? It's not about us. It's about the lives that come after us, the generations after us. And then we lives that where God is first, and he is always going to be first in every generation. That's what we pray. Every generation after us, every generation will serve the Lord, will live for him wholeheartedly. Not this half side of the fence stuff, wholeheartedly love
Yes.
the Lord, live for Jesus Christ, and spread his word as a witness.
Wow. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, you have put it out there. And I hope and pray that whoever is watching the show today, whoever watches the show next week, next month, that they hear that God is calling them to just turn it over to him.
Absolutely.
Just turn it. You've tried this, you've tried that, you tried this, you tried that. Now give Jesus, give God, give Christ a try. And I guarantee you that God will be there for you and help you go through. Now, Meoshe, you said something about surroundings.
Yes.
That's where a lot of people get caught up at. It's because they don't want to change their surroundings. They don't want to change their friends. They think they're their friends, and they want to hold on to they want to change, but they don't want to change those people that are in their circle.
Right. Right.
And it's very difficult. I don't know about you guys, but it's very difficult to try to do something different with the people in your circle that's doing the same thing. That's not the same. They don't have the same like mind.
Right.
That
right.
It's very difficult. And God is speaking to you, has let you know that you're heading in the right direction. I'm there for you. But if you're not in a group, or if you're not with people who are the same like mine, which is a Christ-like desire to be have a relationship with Christ, to be to live for Christ, then you're going to find it very difficult. You're going to find it to be very discouraging, very difficult. You're going to be up today, down tomorrow. Your relationship with God is good and strong on Monday, but Thursday come, you all worn out, you're confused, you don't know which direction to go in. You can't hear God because there's so much chatter and so much noise in your circle. And like you said, Meoshe, sometimes you just have to be by yourself. You may have to just be by yourself.
I think you got to cut off that dead weight. That's what we call it, dead weight. And a lot of people, you got a lot of dead weight around you, or negative energy, and it's going to pull on you. And like, you know, when I was raised, when you go to get saved, the preacher would tell you, if there's anything in your life that's not like Jesus, not right, take it out and quit right away. Because that's going to hinder you from the task at hand. That's going to hinder you from this new walk of life. Any friends you're hanging out with, anything, activities you've been doing, don't do it no more.
Don't do
it. At the end of the day, if God wants to come back and you go back to those old ways, your soul will be lost. So I know it sounds hard and it sounds like, oh, we can't do it now. It's right. This is the way to do it. This is the way. You gotta cut it off and live. I heard Bishop Campbell say, cut it off and live.
Right.
You have to. You have to. And then you also said, Mimi, that you have the people behind you. You have family, you have children. I have grandchildren that are behind me.
Right.
And I have to live this life and seek and be in this life of Christ, because that's where my help comes from, and that's where their help is going to come from.
Yes.
And so it is, I don't think we get it yet, how important it is to be in Christ and to raise our children in Christ as well. Now, Jeremy, you said something when you was growing up. Well, the same way you grew up the same way. We had to go to church. When there was a revival, we had to be at the revival whether we wanted to be saved or not. We had to go up to be saved, whether we wanted to be saved or not. But that was then. And I'm glad that my parents drugged me to Sunday school, drugged me to YPWW, drugged me to revivals. Because if they didn't, then what would I have to give to my children? What will my children have to give to their grandchildren? And so it is our souls are is involved. You know, some people think when you die today, that's it. But no,
not so.
That's it, honey. That is so, that is a lie. That is truly a lie. That's not the ending. It's the beginning of something different. And that beginning of something different is going to either be heaven or hell. The choice is up to you. You know, I really, once again, I really, really thank you and your wife, Jeremy, for coming and for sharing and for expressing the goodness of God, the good news of God. I'm just, we need so much of this. And, you know, I think all the time when I I'm thinking about the show. I always go back and think about how when we were growing up. I know I'm much older than you guys are, but I believe you grew up in the era also where we used to do testimony service. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now we call it
Absolutely.
praise and worship. But we used to
Yeah.
do testimony service
Oh,
where we have the opportunity to share about what God was doing in our life. Not only that, we had opportunity to share our ups and our downs and requests for prayer and just, and it just gave us opportunity to share. And so I see this show as an opportunity to share with those people that don't even have a church home, but they can get a word or come to the show and not feel judged. And you said something, Mimi, people a lot of times don't make a move, don't reach out, don't say anything because they don't want to be judged.
Right,
exactly.
right.
Exactly.
They don't want to be judged. And so we that know God, that have Christ in our life and that are being used as vessels, we have to learn to receive those who are looking for a way out
Mhm.
and give them peace to the point where they share and desire to be a part of what it is that you're doing.
Exactly.
And so they can move forward, so they can follow Christ, so they can be introduced to Christ through you.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
That's so good. So good.
Yes, that's awesome.
Thank you guys. And I am sure that someone is going to be blessed today hearing what God has given the Hennessy's to say.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And so I'm excited. And
I'm excited. Yes.
I'm excited
Yes.
about Jesus, and I'm excited about what he's doing in your life. I'm excited about uh how just how he's working and how he's the things that he's doing in your life. I follow you guys, and I just laugh because, like I said, I knew Jeremy when he was a little boy,
Yes.
Yeah.
and now he's grown with a family and everything, and it's just amazing how God does things and how there's a circle, and how he brings that circle right on back around. I mean, I knew Jeremy when I didn't even have a Dutrice in my life. And God brought that circle right on around. And so God is always up to something, and all we can do is trust in him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was reading today one of the words that says, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord." Is and my confidence is not in me, it's not in you guys, but my confidence, I walk with my head up because my confidence is in God. Those of you who are watching, hold your head up, be encouraged, and know that God is there for you. If he did it for Jeremy and Meoshe, he can do it for you.
Definitely.
This is, can I say something? What you got to say. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.